And we're live! Yay! Oh my god, hold the clapping.
Well, we have a studio audience, that's why.
Oh. Is it live and all that stuff? Jesus Christ. And a quack. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Live from the internet, it is the Half-Ass Show on MNR. Good evening, everybody. Or I guess for some of you, good afternoon.
Good afternoon indeed.
Yeah. We are still doing the show by daylight at the moment because somebody here has to go into work super early tomorrow. So we're kind of
Sorry.
just, I don't care.
It is what it is. It is the
Yeah.
time of the year. It could have been worse. I could have gone to work at 10 at night today. So I cannot
Yes.
beach.
Yes.
I cannot beach. So.
Yeah. Oh, and you would have.
Oh yeah, you would have heard it. Like, oh my god, I have
Mhm.
to like sleep super late because I can't sleep super early now. But well, how you doing,
Good.
love?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just our thing. Hey, quick programming note. We kind of agreed to this. Next week we will not be having a show because I have to do inventory at my store, and God only knows how long it'll take. I'll probably be out by like regular time because I canceled this.
Yeah, you're probably gonna. Oh, it's just that if you said, "Oh, no, we're gonna go normal and shit," and no,
Everything would have happened.
yes. Oh well.
So next week there will not be a half-ass show. Although if we get bored, maybe we'll play a game or something. I mean, nothing's guaranteed. That being said, if for some reason, as normally happens with us, when there's like a very slow news week, we're always live. But the second that we take a week off, everything fucking happens. So
Everything fucking happens.
I'm off that following Monday, so there could be an emergency show. I'm not saying that we will not be on the air, but I mean, as of now, I see no reason to break our backs. Also, pardon me, the Attack on Titan special comes out Saturday night,
Yeah.
so priority viewing.
We're gonna. We need to finish that trauma that I call Attack on Titan.
Just move on with our days. I mean, how bad do we like Trauma? We bought Trauma. It's sitting on our DVD shelf right now.
We did? Oh, you're
Yeah.
talking about Evangelion?
Yes.
We're a fan of Trauma since 1995?
Oh, way earlier than that. No, I mean, just not counting that one. Just way earlier than that, we've been a fan of Trauma.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Yeah. So, coming up on the show tonight, so Mystery Science Theater is doing a new round of funding, and it's an interesting little. I find it a fascinating story / view to look at. So we're going to talk a little about that. We're also going to talk about SAG-AFTRA and the continuing saga of the negotiations.
Which I thought that is bullshit, but well, what I know.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid did things this week, and
Yes.
Jack Hanna decided to release a video from the grave via Unreal Engine. We'll get more into that later.
Oh.
No, that was the joke I told you yesterday.
Ah, okay. Go. Yeah, I remember now. Sorry.
Yeah. And little Twitch talk today, since we're on Twitch, obviously. We will be talking about the CEO recently said, nah, not going to put out those big contracts anymore. So what that could mean for, us.
Yeah.
Or anybody else on the channel.
The little fuckers like us.
Yeah, a little network. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth as we get going here. But beyond that, you've been a busy little beaver this week, haven't you, Illy?
Yes, I have. I've been writing too much. I had to even stop and buy some yarn so my fucking fingers wouldn't, like, break.
Well, not only that, so you launched your... by the way, if you guys are not following yet, she is on Substack.
Yes.
She has made up a Substack. She's joined the Subby Stacky cult.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm. If you haven't noticed, I am currently vamping for time so I can find the link.
Oh my god, I have it here. You should have told me.
Well, post it up there then.
Give me two.
Post it in the chat so people can see.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Think,
trying to... Come on.
There.
There you go.
Good girl.
There you go.
So.
How do you?
So as of lately, yes. You always tell me that I need to write more, and boy, howdy, have I written a bunch of crap. It's not good for my mental state, but I guess it's working. So I'm writing that story. And like you said,
Mm-hmm.
I just put it like the prelude, so people can have like a little snippet of the trauma that is gonna be
Uh-huh.
happening. Uh, and on the side, I bitch a lot. I just posted a thing about Halloween nostalgia,
Yep.
so it's a good read.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was very good. She posted that this morning. You can find me on Substack too, but I posted my link enough. You guys know. If you guys need to find it, both of these are on our link tree too. So if you find our link tree in the profile, you can go to that and find what we need and find us on the various socials and all that stuff. So don't feel like we're hiding things. We're not.
Nah, like it's been like that. Like as of lately,
Hmm.
like it sounds good to also write besides drawing my
Yeah.
back away.
But that also being said, you had a little interview yesterday.
Oh
That girl.
yes, yes, it's on
Yeah.
Spotify with Miss Rockagoth.
Yep. Friend of the show.
Yeah. Wow, it was cringy from my end, but
Oh, you actually listened to it?
yeah, I got to listen it today.
So
Finally.
I got a couple of questions for you based. So when we do stuff for the channel, it's usually kind of fallen to me to do promotion. Even when the others were here, I was the one usually kind of like working my ass to
Yeah.
get all the stuff, promote them, and all that stuff. So now that you've gotten a little taste of it, first off, how did it feel to be like honestly interviewed? Like, how did it feel to like have a person that we know them, and I'm not saying that they're not friends or anything, but it's like it's kind of different from me asking you questions.
It's really funny that you're interviewing me about the interview. So it's a double
Oh,
interview?
well, we're metaing the hell out of this.
It was weird because well, that was so long because honestly, the idea
That was
was
back in September. You guys did that.
yeah, we did it in September after whatever. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know, it just felt like I was rambling way too much. That's how I felt, but once I started, like the nerves went away. So I could hear myself being myself. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to people
For
get to
those of
know me.
you that have not listened to it yet, find it at your available podcast location. It's in the basement with Rockagoth. You just need to type that in; it'll come
Hmm.
up. She interviews a lot of streamers. I was on last season, and Illy drew the short straw this season and got thrown to her. I mean,
Yeah.
she volunteered.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I said I have a person here. Do you want to talk to
Uh-huh.
them?
And no, she was gonna do a bunch of like female streamers, if I
Yeah,
recall. So
but from Illy's podcast, you get to kind of learn a bit about her history of graphic design, why she chose it,
I
games that
hate
she
it.
enjoys. Well, yeah, but you still do it.
I kind of find it funny though, between everyone here, I guess,
Hmm.
as in just you and me. Let's just be honest. I did not expect to talk a lot about my family, and I did. I guess.
Well, that's kind of how you are.
Yeah. Well, I'm a pack. I guess I come from a pack.
Then there's
But
me. It's just like I'll be over here, guys. If you need me, over here. I'm
yeah.
over here, guys. Over here.
I did tell the story about how we met, and I forgot
Yeah,
that. And I didn't even sugarcoat it. I just said how it was. Like this is how
yeah,
it went. That's us.
yeah.
So
But no, it's a very good interview. Please, if you have not even listened to that, give it a listen. If you like what you heard, go back and and listen to my ramble.
oh, that
And
was a long ramble.
so bad they split it into two parts.
So I know that she said that there was some issues with the audio, but it didn't sound
Uh huh.
like she
No, it
missed a
sounded
lot.
very good. Yeah,
Yeah,
she cleaned it up quite well.
yeah. I mean, I think what she was thinking was that all the because we had a lot of issues
Hmm.
starting the interview, but beyond that, it was great. So I can't complain. It went great.
Okay.
So
Is there any questions that she said to you that kind of threw you for a curveball? Like even when you read them, you're like, really this? Just asking out of curiosity.
I think she asked me a lot about what were my favorite games, and even
Hmm.
I know, like I don't know what are my favorite games. I have very nice memories with games, but yeah, I don't know. That was the only thing. Like, what was my favorite game? And I know that you hate it, but I have more of a sentimental bond with it because you gave it to me, and it's The Last of Us, the first one. So,
Oh yeah, I get. Let's get one thing straight. It's not that I don't hate it. It's more. It's like, okay, I get it. This has got a lot of memories for you. there's games that are similar that you might like, but no, go. It's like going back to it's like going to the wine bottle and finding that last little drip. That's where I feel like you're
But I
at.
like that little bottle, and you don't let me buy more bottles. That's the thing. No, not really. No, it's like you have a point there, but it's like I'm not gonna buy the new version of that thing because it's dumb. I don't want the remake, remaster, whatever.
Even though we bought the remake of the last, or not the Last of Us, the Dead Space.
But that's different. That looked very pretty.
Okay, I'm waiting for this to go. See where it's
Also,
going.
no, let me be fair. That Dead Space that I played, the first one, the remake thing, it was a whole different thing. It was a whole different thing. Like the story wise, yes, was the same bullshit. Like like Nicole is dead, all that, ja. But the way they presented it and the way they made it work, and you fly a lot more. Like they put it like, you know what?
Somebody got the physics engine figured out, so they played
Yo,
with it.
yes. And also, let's be fair, they put it the stuff that we wanted to play with. And it was like flying and making things go boom. So I was win with that, so I can't complain about that.
Yeah, you were our explosives expert, and I was just the guy that was just like, okay, zombies, okay, shoot, punch, punch.
Boom.
Why are you scared? Boom, boom, boom.
Boom. I love boom.
Oh, I know you do.
But no, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we were talking about like that last night with you and me. Were talking about the remakes of like this year with all the games that have come out, and everybody's talking about like, oh, this game of the year is this game of the year. Okay, and look, at the end of the day, a game of the year is, in my opinion, subjective.
Right.
Like myself personally, as of right now, if we had to call it today, I would go with Tears of the Kingdom. But I know a lot of people would also go Baldur's Gate. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you guys said Armored Core, that's fine. Spider-Man, when I finish Spider-Man, I'll have a better understanding because I haven't had time to really plug into it yet. So
right.
But my two contenders as of right now, if we had to call it today, would have been Spider-Man and Zelda.
Well, those are the best games, really, right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we haven't played Super Mario Wonder yet.
Oh yeah.
So factor that into the equation also, if we can ever get a copy of that. But we were talking about this, and I'm kind of the opinion when it comes time for like Game of the Year nominations, if you're a remake, you should not be included in that list because all you're doing is just refreshing graphics.
Yeah, if you're like putting like what is it, like skins and that kind of crap? I don't know.
Well, even then, it's like Resident Evil is the one we were talking about last night.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, okay, you got the demo, and it's like, oh, there's these little stealth sections. Hey, this is actually a really interesting concept to put into this game. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, there's going to be more opportunity to change things up. So that's what sold me on it. And then I played it, and it's like there was a whole section that taught you how to do the stealth. And then they were like, okay, yeah, you got that figured out. Now here's your boomstick. Go boom, boom. And it was that was it. It's like they just put this little thing in there, and then just like now back to our show. It
was You got a point there. Like it seemed like everything was the same thing, just prettier.
Yeah, and I mean there were some slight minor, and I'll bet say minor things that were changed in the plot. But it's at the same time, if you actually like sat back and thought about it, it's like, well, yeah, of course they're going to change those up. There's modern standards. This is like a different version of that now.
Right.
You can get more into a character's head and play with the psychological factor of the parasite taking you over, for example.
Right.
That you couldn't do in the original game, but when you actually think about it, it's the same thing.
So there wasn't anything else beyond that the characters were prettier?
Yeah, and it's like I finished the game and it's like, okay, that was fun. But it's not like the greatest thing since sliced bread. And remakes are very hard for me to. Remakes and remasters are two different things. A remaster in my mind would be Mass Effect Legacy Edition, which is what you said originally.
Right.
It's a complete reskin. Throw it out there. It is what it is. Don't break your head on it. It's usually going to be budget titled.
Right.
And that's fine. I mean, I don't mind. Like Mass Effect needed the upgrade, and also a lot of the stuff made it more streamlined. I had no problem with that. Resident Evil 4. talked about that one. The two I always say are the ones that you could make an argument for if they were in their category for Game of the Year, is Final Fantasy VII
7,
Remake,
yeah,
because
definitely.
yeah, because they changed a lot in the story process. Like, it's still got the beats, but there's also a new gameplay system. There's new things going on,
Oh yeah,
and
they made it.
mhm,
That made a new game, kinda, just
yeah,
based on.
yeah. And this one is where we get on the technical end of things, and that would be the Shadows of Colossus remake, and that is
Oh
because
yeah,
when you think about what they did, that was a complete tear down and rebuild. It's like, imagine taking your car, removing everything inside it. I'm not talking the engine block and all that stuff. I'm talking engine, chairs, flooring, everything on the inside, and then rebuilding it from the ground up with modern tech. Like, if you're taking a Volkswagen Beetle and then dropping an electric engine in there, and the car shell is like 1974.
yeah, just shiny and beautiful though.
Yeah, like the outside's the same, but everything inside is upgraded to high heaven.
Yeah, no, I totally get you there because that
Yeah,
game was goddamn pretty. Like I don't remember changing a
but they
lot on
played
it.
with they played so much with like everything that happened inside the game.
Right.
Like, yes, it felt the same beats and all that, but the sheer technical lift of that is where I'm like, okay, you got a Game of the Year contender on this, because
Yeah.
that was dedication. They did not expect Sony to even give them access to it. They're like, so we started doing Shadows of the Colossus, Blue Point Games, just for shits and giggles. We're like, well, let's see if we can do it. And then we kept going with it, and then it turned into a, well, let's show this to Sony. And Sony, not being stupid, was like, wait, you took our game that we made that is critically lauded, and you not only made it better looking and kept the
Yeah.
gameplay, but actually kind of, you know what? We're just going to publish it. What do you need?
It was a very pretty project. I don't think you even finished it, did you?
No, and I need to. I do. I
I
feel it's
I
one of those games I need to.
I kind of want to play it. Now that you mention it, I kind of want to replay it on the PlayStation 5 and see how that pretty looks. Uh
I don't think you're getting as much as a visual upgrade as you think you're going to
it
get on the
doesn't
5.
matter. That's there. It's sitting there.
Yeah, that's fine.
but
You want an excuse? You want an excuse?
but it's a very pretty game. I remember playing it on the PlayStation 2 and it was still like gorgeous to
You got
watch.
the first version of that
Yeah,
release, remember?
yeah,
You got the
I did.
original on the PS3.
No, I actually had I played the PlayStation 2 one
No,
when
but
it
you had
came out.
like a collector's pack, didn't you? Of like the
Oh
game
yeah, yeah, yeah.
for the
With
PS3. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, I got it with the Ico thing,
Yeah.
which I couldn't fucking finish that thing.
No, that I understand. That I completely understand. I get what you got
Yeah.
the original copy and all that. I'm talking, you have that one here. That's what, like,
The only difference that I saw from the remaster, because it was a remaster, right? If I'm gonna recall.
I believe so. It was just a. That was also when it came for the PlayStation 3 first came out, so it's kind of like a punch
Yeah.
up.
So what they did was, because I remember on the PlayStation 2, like you
Hmm.
didn't have that much. You remember how the environment was like? It was like fucking massive. So
Hmm.
when the massive thing couldn't load as much, well, they did like this little mist kind of thing. So in the
Hmm.
PlayStation 3 was kind of null, because now you can actually explore it a bit more. You can see beyond what it looks like, and it's still on the remake thing. It looks gorgeous. It's like, god damn, this is big. This is bigger.
And then Blue Point came in, and it's like, take care of it.
Yeah, they took care of my
Yeah.
baby very well. So,
Hmm.
uh-huh.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where a lot of these remakes. Because I remember at the start of the year, everyone was like, "Oh, these remakes are so good," and it's like now we're on the back half, and you're kind of going, I vaguely remember these remakes. Like,
Yes, 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 yes. You're right.
and I think Super Mario RPG, I hope I want to. I'm going to get it. It's not the fact that I'm not going to get it, but I also am not going to be like, oh, this is a Game of the Year contender right now. I mean, unless they do like what Final
What?
Fantasy did.
When is it supposed to come out, though? You know?
I believe it's the week before Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, because that's remember I told you I was taking that day off just to dry run that stupid Target we got now.
Yes, to see if
Like,
you
I know
can
it sounds
get it.
really stupid to do that, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I have my boss is looking at me like, you need to take time off. You need to take time off, and I'm like, you don't care when? No. Okay, gonna
So
take it here.
it's the Black Friday when it comes
No,
out.
no. It's the week before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's the
Oh,
week.
okay. Before I
Yeah.
understand the day before. Like what? Okay,
You
that
know,
makes
that
sense.
is a weird thing though,
What?
because Do you think a game company would have the balls to drop a game on Black Friday?
No, because like Black Friday, everything is like on sale. You're not gonna take out a
See,
new game on
no, no, no.
sale,
Now, see, here's the thing with that. I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you,
right?
but I think Nintendo could get away with it.
Of course they will.
No, but
Of
I'm
course they
saying it's
will.
like, no, and it's not because of, oh, it's because the Nintendo fans. No, it's because they're usually a damn good quality product. Say
Oh,
what
for
you
sure.
will about their. That's where I'm coming from. It's like, okay, you got these cheap games, or I can get this new game that is
Mhm.
just coming out, and I know I'm going to get a guarantee on it. Whereas, like, I've been waiting for this game to go on sale all year. I'll get it later.
Right. Oh well. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like Nintendo did maybe do a Black Friday release at some point.
We need to
It
investigate.
had to have been it might have been a Pokemon. I think it was a Pokemon.
It
Now that I think
probably
about it.
was. It kind of sounds like a thing that they would do on a thing like that, but
Yeah,
most of
but
them,
then,
yeah,
but imagine if Nintendo just dropped a Mario game on Black Friday just for shits and giggles.
they're already getting mauled in a fucking store. Imagine like, oh my god, the brand new, let's say, I'm just saying an example, the Peach fucking game comes out there. I am gonna see ladies fight over that fucking thing, me included. Not gonna lie there.
Yeah, because you want to play it, not for your kids. You just want to play it.
No, I just want to. Who's fucking kids? The only kids that I have is a pug and two cats. Fuck them.
Yeah, and they're all princesses. I know.
My princess as babies. Anyway.
Yeah,
But I
like,
don't drive.
my cat looks at me like Naomi will look at me and be like, "She's doing the thing again. Why are you letting her do the thing?"
Because the thing gives you food, so shut up.
No, I meant like you like picking them up and all that
Yes.
stuff. Like
Yes.
she looks at me when you grab her and she's got this look on her face like,
Like, please.
I know I
oh
have to
God,
do this, but
please,
end
no.
this, please.
Like, do I have to do this? Do I really have to do this? Yes, you do.
So,
Oh well.
yeah. So you, but yeah, you had a pretty busy week.
Hmm.
On my end, I've been doing the editing of the Dominant Ones, which
Yes.
I actually have another chapter, and I might be able to get another one done tomorrow.
God damn it! I need to read those.
Well, I understand you got some other priorities at the moment, so I'm not even just. We're way ahead. We're way out from target dates, so I'm not even worried
Yeah,
about that.
I know, but for me, it's like on Halloween is the due date, and
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about like doing it before, maybe tomorrow. No.
No.
Like editing it and put it like
Oh.
with a timer, so I don't have to fuck around with it.
Ah, yes. No, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
That's what I do.
yeah, I'm thinking of the tomorrow or
And
maybe
also, you
Monday.
can hype it up for the next few days.
Yeah, because I have the link, but you can't get into the link till the day hits. So I was
But
thinking about that.
you can also link like you did to your Substack here, and then people will get like if they sign up and subscribe, they'll get notifications when you drop posts.
Oh, shit.
Eh.
If you're in the crapper and don't sound like I forget that sound is really loud. That scared me. But yeah, you can get a nice email with a nice story that it's according to Rockagoth, it had like a scare thing. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know. But okay.
Okay, and I also dropped the volume on that kids thing, so now it's
Yeah. It's such a generic sound, but I love it. That bad.
Oh yeah, and trust me, if we've learned one thing here, we will abuse sounds. That's right, people. We will abuse sounds.
My God. You missed
You
one.
heard the quack. No, I got the quack in there.
You missed one.
Oh.
Yeah, for some reason it needed another. Yes, thank you. That's all. That's all I wanted. Oh no, it's a terrible joke. We're vamping way too much. I'm turning into an action vampire. But yeah.
Right, well, let's get to the first story then. So let's just go ahead and do that.
Let's please.
All right. So, as we have been documenting, even back in the old TBD days, there is currently a strike going on in Hollywood. I know.
Oh, how
Seems
long
like only
has it been?
yesterday.
How long has it?
So this one, the writer's strike went for 5 months, and they started 1 to 2 months after. So we're looking at least 3 by my math.
Okay.
They are currently negotiating, and I'm saying this not as a. I'm saying this more as a writer, but it's like they. I'm not a union member either. I
Right.
don't want people to think I'm that. I'm not. The unions look at me and be like, "You're not even worth our time." They're still in solidarity and all that, and so am I. But they are having negotiations with the Hollywood studios. This would be like your Netflix, your
Yeah,
Paramount,
Paramount,
your
Universal,
NBC,
right?
yeah, Disney,
Evil Disney, maybe evil.
yeah,
I heard. Well, I kind of read it, and it sucks for what they
yeah.
offered.
Well, we're not gonna go too deep diving into this. If you guys actually want to find out what we're talking about,
Please
this
do.
story and most stories we post are actually usually posted on our and now the news section of the Discord, so you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, go join
So if
us.
you're,
See the crap.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's some bullshit, huh?
Yeah, well, let's tell them about the bullshit first. So
Yes, please.
they were having conversations with the studio execs, and the studios more or less told them, if this thing keeps dragging out, some shows might have to be canceled. Like actors would be
Oh,
out of work.
oh
Now,
no.
in the fairness of defense, because I don't want, I feel like some of these articles that come out about the strike are very one-sided, whether it's your side or not. I don't care who it
Right,
is.
right, right.
I try to look in the middle as much as I can. To be fair, the studios said this more from a scheduling logistics standpoint. Like, if we cut this off soon, we'll be able to be fine. But if we keep going, guys, some sacrifices are going to have to be made here. As I think the rationale they were using, like, we can't do every show if you guys don't agree to this now.
Right.
So that's where I think they were coming from, but I don't know who decided. And again, that's why I say in the middle here, because for all we know, SAG got a hold of this and said, "Hey, we're going to tell them this and skew it to our direction."
I know that Disney at least started using the fake characters, the
Yeah,
fake
you were showing
scans.
me that.
Yeah, oh my god. Talk about like that looks demented and it's not working, bro. It is not. So,
Yeah, well, they're also, I think they're just experimenting right now because it's like that technology was never going to be good in the first place.
no, it's shit. It's not. It's kind of sucky.
Yeah, but they I think they're trying to see what they can get away with, so when it comes to negotiation time, they know what they can play with.
Right. That's a bummer, really, but
Yeah.
so I do have a question though, but continue with
Okay.
your story, and after this,
Well,
I'm gonna ask you a stupid question.
So basically, what they're saying, and that's where I kind of wanted to go in the middle on that, but the impression is that it was a very tone deaf statement that the Hollywood executives made, and I don't disagree with that because it's
Right.
like, yes, when you sit down and think about it, I get where they're coming from,
Uh huh.
but that's not something you want to lead your negotiations with.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah. And what is your question?
So I was thinking the other day. Remember we were talking about Metal Gear Solid 4?
Mm-hmm. Which we will be talking about in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, anyway, aside of the fact you were saying about the scans of the models, right?
The actors, yeah. Mm-hmm. The
So,
actresses, the models.
yo, have you paid attention to Kojima's fucking Twitter at all?
You mean Starfucker Kojima?
Have you seen as like the last 2 months, 3 months maybe?
Well, maybe you should tell us if it's.
So Kojima has been inviting a bunch of actors, a bunch of directors, a bunch of mangakas. Well, mangakas you throw a rock and you hit one up there, but
Okay.
he's been scanning a lot of people. And isn't that like the same fucking thing? Like he's gonna use them on.
So here's the weird thing on that one. I know where you're going with this,
Mhm.
and I think Kojima is not dumb enough to do that. Like he probably gets consent and all that stuff. Like legally is a go-go on that.
Oh, I do know that it's because Death Stranding 2 is coming out.
That too. But I get where
So-
you're going with this. Like he's using these and all that stuff. But I think he gets a lot of clearance for this because I don't see like Del Toro is one of those guys that I know he hangs with him that would probably be the first to go. No, you're not.
Bestie. He's his bestie.
Yeah.
Someone.
But I may also give him the clout. But it's like I don't see a lot of people that work on there as like they're getting scanned and all that. But it may also be they're contributing for like testing of something. There's also an
Right.
Xbox game, that maybe they're also working with.
Well, I know that there's like all the quests, I remember there was so many fucking actors and characters and people.
Yeah, they got Conan O'Brien in there.
Yeah, and with the otter head or something like that. I don't remember what stupid thing he had, but he has like a bunch of people now. Like I've seen way too much people going into his fucking offices. So I was just like wondering, like, where would
I
that
don't know.
like be?
Keep in mind also, the Gamers Union is, while affiliated with SAG and all that,
Mhm.
they are not. They're not like in a strike, and they are not up for a contract renewal, to my knowledge.
Right. Alright.
Although there are rumblings that sorry, there are rumblings that they will be having a call for a strike soon if this thing kind of works out, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, especially given all the AI stuff.
Yeah, it's very sad. Very sad.
Mm-hmm.
So, FYI, did you know? Speaking of AI, did you know Substack has a fucking option for that?
Yeah, I think I told you about it.
The images?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I was trying to look for some like post some images on the thing, and then it comes like create, and me create. What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, it has like an AI thingy to build images if you need
You
one.
burnt that. You burnt that to the ground as soon as you saw
Oh
it. I'm sure.
yeah, no, I don't need it. I don't need your shit. I can do my thing. So,
Yeah.
just
I mean,
stupid side thing.
Yeah, but it's AI. I mean, you use an AI to grammar correct yourself too, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, not really. I had to like copy and put it on my writing program and clean it up and such.
No, but you get what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from, and I don't disagree with you. But sometimes a tool is a tool.
Yeah, a tool is a tool, I guess. If you want like a very specific artwork and whatever, yeah. So whatever.
Well, if you want a very specific artwork, I would honestly just say commission an artist or something, like Ellie, who's available for commissions.
Yes, check my shit. All of the shit that you see here in this studio, in this little studio, logo and everything, I did it all by myself with my tiny hands. So, anyway.
And she's not ashamed of her tiny hands either.
No, they're tiny and crafty, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
All right, so yeah, moving on. The next thing we're going to talk on this story, and I don't know how long we're going to take on it. We'll probably be vamping a little bit after this. By the way, if you guys are just joining us, welcome to the Half-Ass Show. We're just running down some news stories that happened through the week that we saw. If you guys like what we're doing, please give us a follow. Like Fairly Asian and what we got here? Fairly Risa, who just joined recently. Thank you guys for joining. Also, thank you to Alphabet Streams for also joining the cult. We are at 190 now. We are 10 away from the magic number of 200.
Yeah.
And more work is dropped on us.
Wow.
So make us suffer.
Yeah. Let's suffer together, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed we keep on getting people. It's just random. So
I am amazed we got more than 10. I'm honestly amazed we get more than 10.
Yeah. Surprisingly. So
yeah. So speaking of talk about funding your own stuff and making it work.
Oh boy.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh yes.
Yeah. This is so if you guys don't know what that show is, there's another Twitch channel here. Just type in Mystery Science Theater 3000, hit enter, go watch them. We'll take the bleed off the viewers. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll probably be back in a minute, or you'll get sucked in, depending on the movie. Just
yes.
Give it a chance. I'm not going to explain it because they're on the same place, so no point in that. Anywho, the announced today, or on Monday, that they're going for funding for Season 14. Now, for those of you that don't know, they are independent.
Yes, they're
like Cinema Insomnia, friend, follower of the channel, and always grateful for whatever advice he gives when he wants to give it to us, Mr. Lobo. But they're walking the line. Like, you know how everybody's always like, well, if I had my own money and people gave it to me on Kickstarter and all that, these guys have done it. Not just once, but 3 times at least by my count. They have funded entire seasons. We're talking millions of dollars just to fund 12 episodes.
So I even like
and all that stuff.
And they give out good shit though. They are very, very shareable with their crap, I guess, because last year it was last year. It was
the last pledge you did.
Yeah, the last pledge it was like I only put it like $30-$40 or something like that, and from that I got the whole 6 months of it, I think, if I'm
Yeah.
correct.
And we're
We
probably going to, once we get a little more cash there, we're probably gonna buy the season for the next one, the two
a
of us.
boy, because it was like such an amazing experience. It was so amazing, and I loved it. It
Yeah.
was, why not? Like,
And also, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm honestly gonna be kind of partial to Mystery Science Theater because in a weird way, they have given me a lot to like me and Illy got kind of bonded over this stuff.
oh
I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie.
uh-huh.
And you know, we watch movies together and we reminisce about this. And you know, the first night they did the last one, we were sitting here watching with everybody else. We had pizza. We're just like we're making a night out of this, and it was
Oh my
just
god,
something
yeah,
very
that's so fun.
cathartic and familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, the white dot. I mean, come
Oh,
on.
I'll hate the white dog.
Yeah,
That's so dumb. I
yeah.
love it.
But anyways, if you guys have some extra cash you can donate or want to do, that's the link right there. It is to the Kickstarter, which by the way, they are doing themselves. This is not Kickstarter ran. This is through them. They have like a crowdfunding program that they bought, they licensed or something. You're directly contributing. There's no Kickstarter or anything like that. This is going directly to them.
Like, they have like set pledges, I guess, like from
Mhm.
20 to almost $1,000. But
Yeah, if
there's
you want to
all
be if you got 25K to burn, you could be an executive producer.
yes, but they also have like the little ones. Like, we just want to help a little bit, and it's like you can put $1 or 2 or 5.
Yeah, I'm actually checking here for something real quick. Keep going.
Yeah, it's
There
they.
are
Oh, go ahead.
there are two executive producer credits remaining for
Oh,
$25,000. So you know, if you feel like you need to do that,
I mean, I would if I could, but I can't.
oh yeah, if I would, I could. I agree,
uh,
100% agree.
but
But the
it's
thing that
it's
fascinates, oh, go ahead.
it's really nice. Like, they give out so much, and it's worth it. Really, everybody.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. They
Hmm.
have 3 levels they're trying to hit. So the first level is
I think,
4.1 million.
which I think they
Okay.
already hit, though.
No, they're not there yet. They're at 1 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, as of this broadcast, I actually pulled it up and I got sidetracked. They are at $1,102,468. 22% of
Damn.
their goal, with 6,079 contributors and 28 days left. This funding goes until the 24th of November, if I'm correct by my math.
Yeah, you said something around that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but 4.3 million will get you 6 feature films and 6 shorts. Okay?
Yeah.
6.1 million will get you 9 of each.
Right.
And then if they hit all of it, and this is the target for the maximum goal, 7.4 million will get you 12 features and shorts. And by the way, this is not including their little surgical enhanced bits where they remastered their old episodes.
Oh yeah, it's
And
it's,
those are aplenty. There are
Yeah.
plenty of those.
yeah.
What I find interesting about this is, first off, the fact that they're not doing it through Kickstarter. That surprised me because I thought that was kind of the if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality of Joel Hodgson's.
I think the problem is that they had a lot of issues with the shipping, and you are not the money waving around that.
Mhm.
It could be effy.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. So
Yeah. By the way, they do show on that link we posted for the Make More Mystery Science Theater. They show where all of your money is going to go and how it breaks down. So if
Mhm.
you're curious, they will show you up front. You know what you're getting into, and also if they don't meet their funding goal, which I am very confident they will get at least 6, then none of you don't lose any money. It's an all or
Yeah.
nothing approach.
Mhm.
So
they'll refund it. I
Yeah.
don't think they actually took my money till
after the Kickstarter.
after the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So
All right. So the only hurdles I see aside from that, I'm more interested on the logistics of that. That was fascinating to me.
Mhm.
One thing they were very adamant about in their pitch video was we're not doing any production till the SAG-AFTRA is solved.
right.
Because that's
Because
that's
of the
where
actors.
but I feel that's where it's gonna hurt them on the funding, because one of the things I think that worked with them for their last funding go around was, okay, we're doing funding. Well, let's bring in the current cast. Let's riff some old movies. Let's just talk in bullshit, and people like that.
Yeah, I told Brandon, like, what did it the last time was that they were doing something with everyone, and they were
Hmm.
watching, and they did a marathon of whatever.
Multiple.
Yeah, so they were like a couple of days doing it, if I'm correct, right?
They were doing them through all the cycle.
So that's what definitely is hurting them because they're not really seeing it.
Well, if you actually listen to what he said yesterday, because they made their first million as of yesterday,
Mm,
they they're actually on track to be a-okay.
okay.
But I'm more curious. I think they will get the first half. I think they'll get 6. I think they'll get the 6. That doesn't
Okay.
bother me.
Okay.
Now, everybody, of course, wants more. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if they're going to make it all the way this time, because it all depends on when the writing or the actor strike ends. Because the actor strike ends, now we can bring in the whole kit and caboodle and we can have some fun. And
Oh,
people
yeah.
might be a little more into that.
That's
one-
that's so sure.
Yeah. But they may also bring back some of the classic people that aren't union or maybe not working on that anymore and just reminisce. That's a possibility, too.
Hmm. Because right
But
now
it-
there's only like the fucking writers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and the not writers are not untalented, and they're
No.
not unfunny. I don't want to say that, but people, they know what people want to see. They know, and it's not dumb.
Uh-huh.
So it's gonna be very. I'm curious if they're actually gonna make it to the actual maximum goal. Like everybody says, well, the minimum is 4.1 million, but realistically, the real goal you want to get is, of course, to 7 something.
Yeah, usually the last time they actually knocked it out of the park. So
Yeah, they did it before the ending of funding, and they kept going, which is fine. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. But it's still early in the thing. I mean, they're what
I think
2 or
you're-
3 days in, and
Yeah.
4 days in, and they're already a million. So I
Yeah,
mean,
you're panicking. I think it's gonna go as well as it is. It's just that they just announced it, and the last
Yeah.
time we didn't know about till it was knee deep. I feel so.
Yeah. But I mean, it's more. It's. I'm just curious how this is the real factor of. Now we're gonna see how important actors really are. That's where I'm kind of coming from, because the actors, everybody always thinks carries, and yes, you're right. They probably will make it, but I mean, I don't know if they will because of that interactivity that this guy is known for, like Joel. Like he doesn't have all of the weapons that he usually has. He's working with a
Right.
limited weapon set.
Right. Oh, well, we shall see. Hopefully,
Oh.
we'll know.
Yeah. Oh, I think there will definitely be more coming, but it is sort of a. It's funny to me because it's a PBS type budget show with PBS funding at this point.
Right.
Like, say what you will, it's basically the only difference between this and PBS is they don't stop in the middle of your show and go, "We're gonna get right back to the action of this show, but first, a few minutes to talk about funding." Like, they're just doing it up front.
Well. Oh well. That's what
But
happened.
as a fan, I hope it works. I really do, and like I said, we will probably be contributing something to that. So, and the
Right.
fact that we got a bunch of, we just sat here for what 10, 15 minutes just vamping about Mystery Science Theater and telling people about it. Hey Joel, if you want to come on to a dog and pony show with 2 people in fucking Texas that don't know what the hell they're doing and promote your show, drop in anytime. We will not charge you a cent. You're free to come on and promote. We'll sit here and listen to you for hours if you wanted to come on here.
We feel like super fanboying, but yeah.
Episode 36 of the last season of this. Did you absolutely have to do this, or did you find a different marker to do that with?
How do you feel about watching all El Santo movies? Are so good, Yesy. Man, I just love that last Santo movie. I'm sorry.
That last Santo movie was like a weird Doctor Who pro wrestling hybrid that I didn't know I needed in life.
Wasn't it that the first one, now that I think about it, from the last season?
Yeah.
Oh, I would love that. That was like, for me,
I just remember Great Value Dracula. That
Great
was the best
Value
one.
Dracula was the best, Brandon. What's wrong with you?
Santo and his dad jacket was just like, wow.
Yo, I remember telling my parents, like, you know what? We're watching what? El Santo versus Dracula. It's like, what? Yeah.
I feel like that's what Hulk Hogan should have done. Like, remember he wanted to be like a big Hollywood star at one point?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he should have just like lead hard into his character and just be like, "Well, brother, we're gonna fight this guy in the
Let's
ring.
fight, brother.
First, vampires.
Let's fight the mummies, brother." Honestly, like, if you want to watch a horrible movie with horrible monsters. That's our monster universe down there in Mexico. He fought
Yeah.
everything. So good for us, I guess. We
Like,
got the cool
also at the
things.
same time, it's like the way those scenes were structured, all that stuff. It wouldn't have shocked me to see John Pertwee come out and go, "Oh, hello, Santo. How are we doing today?"
Yo. They did a lot of
Which now-
movies. Sorry, go
Mhm.
ahead.
No, finish your thought.
Like, they did a lot of Santo movies and a lot of movies
Yeah.
that were Mexican, and I didn't know that they had a fucking translation in English. I was like stunned.
Now, just imagine for a second here, somebody had the brilliant idea of doing this: a crossover between Third Doctor and Santo.
Bruh. I would
Like, could
watch
you
the fuck
imagine?
out of
Like, I feel like the explosion would be so big that like the guards at Buckingham Palace would just suddenly wear sombreros for some reason. Like, just time space would warp, and it would just
God.
happen.
it. I know. I don't know. I think El Santo would destroy the Alex, though. For
Oh,
sure.
but now here's the best part of that.
Mm.
Dalek speaking Spanish.
Exterminar! Ugh, that sounds weird. Exterminar, exterminación. Exterminar? Sounds better? Exterminar. Oh
And
my,
you tell me.
I don't know.
But
Sounds
no,
dumb.
just the sheer stupidity of like the crossover that could have happened. It's like just completely missed.
Yeah, I think the first one that I saw from them that they did Mystery Science, if it wasn't them, I think it was Mystery Science, the Samson, which is El Santo, versus the Vampire Woman. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that was Mystery Science Theater, because remember, as soon as Santo walked in, like everybody on the screen just started laughing. Because it's like you tell a bunch of white people this, and then it's just like, well, there's a pro wrestler, he's gonna fight vampires, and we're like, what?
Yeah, and Blue Demon, the other wrestler that was like his henchman or whatever.
I feel like we're missing a really good opportunity here. Like we said,
What?
Hulk Hogan, but you can apply this to
Uh.
anybody. Like imagine CM Punk versus like Chupacabras, or
Oh my god.
Kenny Omega face versus the Mummy.
Mummy. No, Brandon, you're losing a thing. I can see
Hmm?
any fucking wrestler. Like, point big one. Which one do you like?
Let's go with Will Ospreay just for shits and giggles.
Will Ospreay versus Mothman. You got a movie there.
Okay, yeah, you got a movie there.
What
What about The Undertaker versus the Werewolf?
Yo, I will watch that shit. Although,
Exactly.
didn't they do a couple of those? Like,
Actually, no.
Kane
I
shit?
wanna rework this because I got a better one.
Okay.
Sting and Darby versus the Wolfman.
Yes. I will watch that shit. I will watch that shit.
Watch a crazy skinny white boy just
Eh.
cough and drop onto like a werewolf for some reason and not get
I
bit.
mean, honestly, the werewolf would like eat him in 2 bites. Not gonna lie there. He's a skinny little motherfucker.
And then Sting would just show up and just like
And
drop
Mike-
a DDT on him.
In Mike Myers style, like I said.
Oh, there's a good one. Mike Myers versus Sting.
Yes, no, they would be like everyone says, like, the fight of the century was Jason versus Freddy Krueger. No, that's a lie. Sting versus fucking Mike Myers, bro.
But we give Sting crow powers for reasons.
Oh. Just no gothic music on the background, please.
No,
for
we can.
the love of
You can just play his theme because it's so
Yeah,
damn epic right now.
Definitely. Stupid. That sounds so stupid. And everyone's like, what are they talking about, this old folks?
Welcome to the half-ass show where we just vamp.
Lately, we've been vamping a lot. That's why I'm a vampire now. It's just that, to be brutally honest, there hasn't been a lot of news out there. Son of a bitch, fucking sound.
That was because of what you said.
What? That there's no news?
No, the vampire.
Okay.
Yeah, you said that. You did this.
Oh my god. Leave me alone. I like
You
my
just-
vampire look.
You deserve that.
I don't
You
deserve
that.
shit.
No, for the pun. For the pun, you deserve that.
Oh, okay. I never do
Yeah.
puns. This is a major luck of me.
This is a lore revelation for everybody.
Yeah, that's why I'm a vampire, because I Oh my god, we're there. We're getting boring.
What I should have done is done this.
Yeah, that would have sounded better.
Yeah, but still, you gave us
Ah.
that one for a reason.
But let's back to it. It's just like I said, it hasn't been a lot of news out there. So
Well, I mean, the news that is out there is, in all fairness, terrible.
yeah, but
And
we
it's
don't
more,
want to talk about it.
people want to. Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want to come on here and talk about like doom and gloom. Like, look, do I want to? Would I talk about politics? Hell yeah, I'd be into it.
Oh,
But
no.
that's not why people come on to Twitch.
No, if you want to watch news, go watch the
News.
sling thingy. The sling thingy.
Yeah. It's like if somebody came to me like, Brandon, we want to do Lincoln Douglas style debates about like the politics of the United States. I'd be like, who am I facing and what do I gotta do to be in?
I'm gonna go sleep then.
Yeah, exactly. But people don't want that. They want us talking about stupid shit, and that's fine. Again, we're your background noise. If you're watching us on YouTube, we're your background noise, and we're completely owning it. We're
Yeah, for
happy
sure.
with it.
For sure, I'm cool with that.
But it's, I just, there is news, yes, but it's like I don't want to be a doom and gloomer, and it's also I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh well, it's woke, so therefore it's bad. But it's like maybe it's not.
So I want to be very neutral on that. That's kind of why I don't talk about it. Does that make sense?
Well, I'm talking like the people that are like deep into Star Wars and all those things. And that's what I'm talking
yeah.
about. Like I try to avoid those too because it's like yes, it's very hot button issues, but I feel it's like, especially at my age, it's old man yells at cloud type stuff, and it's like, look, people don't like it. That's fine. People like it. That's fine.
Right.
It's I don't see a point in it. Like it's like there are much more important things to be worried about, even outside of like the doom and gloom stuff, like our climate, our general well-being and mental health,
Yeah.
and our friends and family, et cetera, et cetera. It's like I don't understand how people get all into these massive drama waves of like, oh well, this director did this because they were told to by Disney because it's woke. It's like Disney's that's stupid. They're just following the money.
Right. I mean, if I wanted to talk about stupid shit, I could say like whatever the hell Justin Wang was talking about Frozen Disney. Now that you speak about it, but it's like I don't know. Like, what is the point about talking to other streamers? Like the drama with other streamers. Also, it's another thing that I can't get into. So.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that a little later too. About like the revelations of what we found out about some news that dropped on Twitch this week. But I just. I feel like there are people that it's like if you want to do all that stuff, there's like 10,000 streamers. Choose your pick of who you want to listen to that tells you their drama. We're not those people.
Yeah, pretty chill, I guess.
Like we're sitting here and I'm sitting here today. I'm like, hey, this new Uncanny Avengers comic's really fucking good.
Right.
But nobody wants to hear that because it's like it's not. If I came to you and said Captain America came off really woke in the new Uncanny Avengers comic book, now I'd have people coming over, but I don't feel that's worth it.
Honestly, yeah. It was a good dialogue, though.
What?
The one that you showed me?
Oh, yeah. And that was really good, but it's like, I like talking about the story and the structure and all that stuff, but people want to put like a policy or something into everything, and it's like, not everything is going to have that, guys. And it didn't back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you usually know who you're going to read or listen to that tells you this stuff. That's cool.
Right.
But
it's like
that's not us.
Yeah. Like I guess that's kind of why I started writing what I wrote about the nostalgia factor with Halloween stuff, because I feel a lot of the stuff like sadly we live in a world and a society that loves nostalgia. It's always been there. It's always been there.
Oh, it's always been there, but it's like I don't know, and like maybe since I've become a little older, and maybe it's just I see it more. I don't know, but it's like I feel that we're putting nostalgia on a pedestal that it's like, okay, it was on a pedestal before, but it's like, well, we upgraded your pedestal, now it's higher.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? The show that we were watching last night, the House of Usher thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was supposed to be on, like, the 70s on some points, right? You saw that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you notice that they were dressed, like, in the 60s? 50s? So the nostalgia
that they're in the 30s, I thought. I thought it was like a flapper girl.
So, yeah, it was from Gatsby, if I recall. I think it was Gatsby. I'm lost. Sorry, my bad. But they always think about that kind of stuff as like, oh, it's just that back in the day was better. Like, yeah, bro, you did not exist back there.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, I will get my little political stuff out of the way here on this one, just to be honest here.
Okay.
First off, we're going to go in two separate sections. First off, our age bracket.
Yep.
All right? Gonna be honest with you guys here. When life was simpler and you remember the days of, oh, I'd go home and watch Transformers, or I'd go home and play GoldenEye with my buddies on Friday night. Do you know why you remember those times so well? It's because of the people you hung out with. And also, you did not have the weight of the world on your shoulders. I imagine if you went and talked to your parents about that time, they'd probably be like, yeah, that was when I was doing 3 jobs and trying to keep a roof over your head, and you wanted this newfangled thing, and it made you happy, so I bought it. I mean, it wasn't a thing on that. It wasn't your parents being pissy, but it's like, you don't know what was going on behind the scenes. It's like, you're only focused on the presentation scene in front of you, the live from New York. You're not seeing the 10,000 dress rehearsals that go into the scene.
Yeah, definitely. I think I pointed out something about that for example, a lot of people, and I notice it now in recent years on our age gap, because we're old as fuck. A lot of people like stay on certain times, but it's because you remember back in the day. Like,
that's fine.
Yeah, because
I mean, every so often it's not a bad thing to go back.
Yeah, no, like, I pointed out something about, like, I feel like every year for, I want to say, like, 5, maybe 10 years, maybe 5, I was like that.
Okay.
Every fucking Halloween, I try to make it even better, even more powerful, even more remembering. And I think there was just one Halloween, and I think I went into the peak of it, but then I had a lot of, like, backlash from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like, I was dumb, I was young, I was in my 20s, and it's never gonna be like that anymore. Like, I'm not gonna be able to do 10,000 things, so.
I think, also, in all fairness to you, and you said you're in your 20s and all that, I think another reason why a lot of people do this stuff is they don't know what to do with themselves. And it's kind of like falling back into an old habit. Like, let's say there was a girl or a guy that you liked that you just kept going back to that relationship. And for the life of you, you did not know why, until one day you had that revelation. It's like, I don't need this person. Why did I think I need them in the first place type situation?
Happened to me. Happened for me.
Yeah, happens to everybody. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, when you're in your 20s, and even now, like, we're approaching 40, and I feel like some people are still into this, you don't know what to do with the rest of your life. And so all of that stress and pressure compounds, and the end result is you're going to fall back to times that were less stressful, less chaotic, and that would be when you were a kid, when you were a young adult, and you remember all these good old times. It's the best example I can actually give is you go back to the high school reunion and you see the same 4 people that look exactly the same, just fatter. And they're still trying to act like they're 18.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that.
But it's like they feel like the social status is still the same. They're still the top ace, and everybody's kind of like, oh yeah, that's great. And behind their back, like, can you believe Tim has all that fucking hair gone?
I think that's for real. I never went to a high school reunion.
Neither did I. I have no interest in it.
Because it's like, first of all, why? We're not the same people. 2, doesn't matter. 3, who cares? I got better things to do. Yeah. And, like, if I was in my 20s, maybe, if they invited me, like, let's say I graduated, 18? 19 years old? I don't know, I think. If they called me for, like, when I was in 30.
Yeah.
And I went to it, yeah, I would have gone to it because it's been 10 years. But the problem is that What?
Go ahead, go.
It's what I'm saying, like, I am going to be a total different person, and also, most of those people I still saw when I was in my 30s, so...
So I'll tell a little story here. So I knew a guy in high school that I hung out with quite a bit, and long story short, teenage problems, we had a falling out.
Right.
And he found me on one of the many social things back in the day, to the point where, I remember he requested he sent a friend request. I'm like, do I really want to do this? To which I literally, like, asked a girl I was seeing at the time, like, can I borrow a quarter? and literally coin tossed the decision because I was like, I wasn't sure where to go with that. Well, wound up, I had to accept it because it went up to the one who went. Like, okay, fine.
The luck.
And then he sends a message, and we're talking back and forth, and I'm like, okay, maybe enough times changed here. And I kind of suggested, hey, I'm teaching on Saturday morning. I know you're in the area. Want to get together for want to grab a quick bite to eat or something, do some catching up, see what happened or whatever,
Right.
see where this is going. And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So we go to the old place that we used to hang out at. I'm like, okay, fine, no problem. I mean, neutral territory essentially.
Right.
And I started talking to him, and it's like the whole time I'm listening to him, and it's like, I mean, I've not had the most interesting life, but I've had shit happen to me, and it's like I could get a word edgewise because it's like for the next hour and a half, all he did was just vent his problems about his wife, his family, how everybody's persecuting him.
Boy.
And I'm like, I'm just sitting there listening to this, like, wow, nothing has changed in a nanosecond, has it? Wow. Like, it was sobering. It was like, wow, I may be stuck with my parents at my house still with them, but it's like, I got my shit together more than you. I got a steady job. I mean, I actually helped the guy get a job. That's how bad it was. Like, I wasn't saying I was in like the best position in the world, but it was like I was moving forward a little bit. This guy was just stuck, and it's like I saw him later on, and it's like I saw his post and all that, and I'm like, it's like people came into town, it's like, oh, let's go hang out. It's like, oh yeah, that's great. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I haven't. Look, we all went our separate ways after high school. That's what it should be, and it's like I wanna play like Street Fighter tonight. That's my Street Fighter night. I don't want to play with you. I don't want to talk to you guys, and I don't drink. Like my priorities are this, obviously, much like I was in high school.
I think I had the same experience, but to be brutally honest, I didn't see a point because most of us changed, and most of them look and did the same fucking thing. It's like most of the times I bump with them in anime conventions because that's the type of person that I am, and some of them never left that. And that for me, like going to conventions and such, stopped when I was like, I don't know, when I got tired of the people. I just did it because I have friends that go there that we actually like. This is the only place we can see each other. Yeah, this is the only place we can do it. That they come from out of state or whatever, so we took advantage. But the same fucking group did the same exact thing, just olders and fatters.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like going back to what we were saying. By the way, if you guys are just joining us, welcome to the Half-Ass Show. We're an hour in already. We started early tonight, just so everybody's aware. If you guys are new to the channel and you like what you're listening to, consider giving us a follow. Helps us grow. Back on the conversation, which we're talking about, of nostalgia is kind of like the Achilles heel of society at this point. The root of that whole conversation was, you're remembering times, and you didn't see what people were dealing with behind the scenes, like your parents and all that stuff. So it's easy to cast your mind back. Hate to break it to you guys, your parents are probably dealing with a lot similar stuff, possibly worse. Because I was thinking about this the other day. Do you realize I'm the youngest of 6 kids, Illy? Mm-hmm. Okay?
I know
my parents, I know that, but I'm telling this for the audience listening. I am the youngest of 6 kids. My parents started a family in the 60s, okay?
Right.
So, I want you to think back to, if you know anything about this timeline, this is the following stuff that happened, and this is just political. We're not even talking about, like, societal stuff. We're just talking political.
Okay.
Cold War, Nixon, impeachment, Cuban Missile Crisis.
Okay.
The Iran-Contra scandal. And I mean, I'm jumping around here. There was a gas crisis in the 70s. There was a recession. Black Friday or Black Monday. I'm sorry. All of these things happened. Think about all that stuff I just referenced. Okay.
Okay.
I remember, I'm old, I'm young, and I'm learning about this stuff for the first time. And I'm like, hey, Dad, what did you think? You were living in this really fascinating time. And we're not even getting into the time I'm alive yet. Like, if you want to go to that, we have Gulf War, et cetera, 9/11. But I kind of said to him one day, it's like, what was it like living through X? And he gave me this look, and he just said, Brandon, honestly, I don't know. Because I was raising a family. I knew those things were going on. Yeah, they were important, but I was raising you guys up. You could have told me this happened, and I'd have been like, really?
Yeah, I mean, they were more focused on getting food to the table, getting a roof over your heads. surviving with whatever the hell they had
Which
as
is
a
what we're
job.
doing. Which is what we're doing. That's what I'm getting to.
It's yeah, it's funny how it is because I have a lot of people asking me, going back to the Halloween thing, it's like I have a lot of people like, what are you gonna do on Halloween? Bro, I am in at fucking 5 in the morning. I don't know what time I'm gonna get let go that day. Yes, I have a couple of days off. I'm just planning on staying home and sleep. If there's kids, I'm gonna shoo them with a broom. Because we're not buying candy this year. They never show up, and we end up with candy till like fucking Christmas. So it's like, bro, I'm tired. I need to pay rent that day. That's my Halloween treat to the fucking place where I live. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm just doing depressing things, and I don't can do so.
But it's also at the same time, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you're saying these depressing things, but it's like at the same time, we have stupid stories between us, like we grew up and all that stuff.
Oh, for
And we're doing
sure.
this, obviously. But it's very funny to me how everybody's like, oh, we're in such a bad state. It's like, have you talked to your parents about what they had to deal with? Because, like, for all this shit we're talking about how bad it is, and I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying we're in sunshine and lollipops land by any means. It's kind of the same shit, different day, honestly, when you look at it.
Oh, for sure. And it kind of pisses me off when they ask me that kind of stuff like, oh, it's just that you don't enjoy it. It's like, bro, what were you doing at my age? Well, at my age, they already had 2 kids, a house, and everything. And at my age, they're like, I just surviving, bro.
But there are people that are right now starting to have a family in the correct way, I guess you could say. I mean, their parents are still around. Let's say that, yeah. There are families that are starting out in their 20s, and they're doing fine. I mean, they're just doing the 9-to-5 blue collar thing, and they're content with that.
Right.
And much like back then, there are people like us who are getting older, and we don't have kids, and that's okay. And we're living our lives to the best. It's like, I don't feel a sense of, oh, I'm not finishing life complete. It's like, no, I'm just living my life. Like, I'm in good health.
Yes.
I have a roof over my head. I'm able to indulge in activities that I couldn't when I was younger, maybe, or do things that I wouldn't be able to do back then with the access I had. It's like I can do stuff. My mental curiosities are satiated. Like, honestly, the last couple of weeks when I've been working on the story and stuff like that, I feel for the first time in a long time creatively satisfied. I feel like I've done something productive.
Right.
A lot of people don't get that satisfaction because they're so like reliant on like, oh, the world is terrible. Oh, the world is this. And it's like, oh, I remember when I was a kid, it was so much easier. It's like, it was fucking harder probably. You're just putting sunshine and lollipops on it.
So my way of going with life is like, now that I write more, because I used to write more, that I draw and everything, is turn into a fucking author, be a cranky old widow somewhere in a cabin, and everyone thinking that I'm a fucking witch, but I'm just like writing my fucking books and drinking coffee. That's my way of going in life. That's like, look, if I end up like that, that's fine. This is fine. But
it's like they're gonna see old man Brandon. It's like, oh, he's playing that Black Coffee song again. He must be drinking coffee. He's very on the nose with his music.
It's just that everyone has like their own way of going,
and that's how it should be. We should be indulging. Like, if you want to have kids, have kids. If you don't want to have kids, don't have kids.
Please don't.
Whatever. Yeah, but it's just everybody's like, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm at the point now where I'm like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah,
if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I don't want people meddling around our lives.
But I also don't want people coming up to me and going like, not getting off the kid thing. I don't want people to come up to me and be like, do you remember when you were a kid and this was the greatest thing ever? And it's like, yeah, it was. So why do you still collect Transformers? Well, I still collect them, but if you actually pay attention, it's not the same one from 1984. It's actually different because this one has this, this, and this, and this character's version is this and this. So, I follow the plots. I find the things like that interesting.
I still think it's a new hat, but that's just my opinion.
It is. 100%. Look, if you want to get down to it, when it comes to an action figure, what's the difference between G.I. Joe Snake Eyes and G.I. Joe Destro? Cosmetics. If you
It's
look
just
at a
paint.
Transformer, what's the difference between an Autobot and a Decepticon? One
Paint.
transforms different than the other.
Paint. Sometimes it's paint.
Paint, yes, sometimes paint, sometimes. But that's what I'm saying. Yes, they are new hats, but I grew up with these things, and what invested me so much into into these characters was the story development, the creativity of it, not the this guy looks cool because he does this. Now, was that part of it? Yeah, because I'm a kid, and you know what? I'm still an adult and I do that. There are a lot of adults that do that too.
Look, at least there's like we don't make it like the desperate part of our lives to fill in a void. Does that make sense? Because I feel a lot of
I
people. Do you do that
go
for
ahead.
closing a void?
No, I was actually going to say, at my stage in life, I am happily married. I am able to afford what I want to afford, and I can live my life. I'm pretty damn good.
Right, right. I mean, wouldn't kill me to have more money.
Oh, yeah, of course. But
Yeah.
it's like I was listening to a podcast yesterday, not yours, which by the way, if you're out listening to In the Basement
Oh
of
my
Rockouttville, you
god.
should right now after you get off the air. How's that for a plug, Crowbar?
This is great, Brandon.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and they were talking to Dave Grohl,
Oh yeah, you
and
told
he
me
was
about it.
talking, and they were asking him like, well, everybody's like always talking about like selling out. When you sell out as a punk, it's like you guys were not really like you guys actually cared about the music and stuff, and yet you had to do these things. And Dave Grohl said, "Yeah, it's a lot easier to buy a Bentley when you find out the government's going to take 90% of your taxes and you don't get any of it."
It's ridiculous.
Suddenly that Bentley becomes a lot more of a it's not that I deserve this. I just want to keep something that I earned.
Damn. I was kind of confused because you were really loud and I could hear you like beyond my audio. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just we're trying to survive, and if we're doing this, it's because we
We
wanna.
find it fun, yeah.
Yeah, we wanna. Fuck it. There's gonna be drama. There's gonna be repercussions. There's gonna be problems. Always. It's normal.
That's life.
It's life, exactly. I cannot make everything perfect. Sadly, sometimes things don't happen with the wave of a wand, and
Honestly,
we need to fight for it. So,
no, and that's the thing. You younger people out there, yes, old man at cloud mode is activating.
brace yourself.
You guys need to understand one thing here. It is not the item that you will remember. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into to get to. It is going to be the blood, sweat, and tears you put into it that you will remember.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, how many adventures have we been on that like it was the absolute shittiest shit? And now we look back, I was like, hey, remember that time we did that and it almost killed us? And we laugh about it.
Yeah.
Because we have good memories of it, because we're just sitting there struggling with it. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's, yeah.
I try, in the moment, yeah, I'm pissed, but I look back on it later, it's like, man, I was a real dick. I'm sorry.
I think the problem is not so much remembering problems or whatever. It's romanticizing certain things. That's where I'm like not happy about it, because there's a lot of things.
I just remember the times that it's just like, man, we were idiots. You remember how stupid we were? Like, we're laughing about all of it. It's like laughing about the fact afterwards.
Yeah. No,
okay,
no,
I want to
no.
make sure I got. Okay,
No.
I want to make sure I made that clear.
No,
It
it's
wasn't
like
romanticizing.
no, but it's not that. It's
Okay.
It's like, for example, random memory from high school when I was a dumbass and I used to be dumb and sensible and everything, and I did something stupid, and you laugh about it right now. It's like, besides the cringe, like, oh my god, right?
But at the time, and you were like, oh my god, this is the end of everything.
Yeah, I want to die. And it's like, bro, nothing happened. Everyone is fine. I think it's the problem is when people get stuck in a certain era, when you were popular, let's say, when you were the top dog in a group of people that are pretty much nobodies right now, stuff like that. That's where nostalgia is not applied well. It's like, bro, you're never gonna go back to that shit.
I often think about like we knew these I knew this band in high school, and we're gonna go off this topic after I talk about this.
Okay.
This guy was like everybody thought he was God's gift to music. Like everybody was like, this guy is like the next blank. It's like he's gonna blow people's minds, and it's like okay. And I talked to him, and he was up his own ass about stuff. Like I tried talking to him, be friendly, and he's just like, yeah, okay, great, cool. I don't want to talk to you.
Uh-huh.
And I often wonder now. It's like, okay, did you stay local? Because I don't remember opening up like a TV show or something and seeing your face on the screen telling me that you're the next great thing.
Right.
How many people like in an area like Ohio, New York, Kentucky, wherever, like everybody's prophesizing is going to be the next thing, the next thing. And I'm not
Yes.
talking like I'm not talking like next local. I'm talking next Taylor Swift. Everybody's just convinced he's the next Taylor Swift, for example, for the it person.
Okay.
How many of those people like buy into their own ego and then just don't make it? Like how demoralizing or yeah, even I'll say it, humiliating must that feel to be like, well,
Bro!
I'm gonna go back to the place I did when I was in high school and play a set. Anybody want to come? Oh, it's just me and the regulars. Okay. Well, here's my new song off my newest album that nobody bought around
Oh
here
my
and
god,
nobody
that's
gave
so
me a
sad.
contract for. Well, I'm just saying, it's like there are those people out there like that.
Oh, I have a friend like that. I definitely, most definitely have one, and because he was like, he wasn't even a big thing now that I think about it, but he had like that showman kind of vibe. You know what I'm talking about? And because he made a couple of good parties for a couple of years, and he was surrounded about all type of people, he got stuck. And I remember going back to him, and it's like, hey, you never talked to me. It's like, bro, while you were doing this, I was getting surgery, I was having problems, I was asking for you to come and be my friend, and you pretty much blew me up because I wasn't going to make a party out of it. And that's kind of why I left. So that kind of people do that because they feel like they're the star of whatever, and boy howdy, they lose the real friends that they could have, like, I could support you, but it's a two-way street, I guess.
Yeah.
So
But everybody was like talking this kid up like he was gonna be the next thing, and I think everybody around him went on to better things. That's the even worse thing.
yeah, that's the thing also. Like, a lot of people just left them, and that kind of sucks. Oh well.
Well, it's I'm sure he's doing fine and all that, but it's like I remember he was like everybody was just like this is the next coming of Jesus moment. It's like you're gonna be able to go on TV and be like I went to school with that guy, and I was always like
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna get that far.
To be brutally honest, those type of people, the ones that amp a lot, the other ones, the ones that are talented actually,
Yeah.
are the ones
Well,
that want to be the famous. Like,
the thing is, I was also talking to people that were like musicians in the area. This wasn't like, like a bunch of like popular people saying they're the cool
right.
kids to be that. Like these were musicians who were like, this guy's really fucking good. Like they're like,
Okay.
it'd be like if Dave Grohl knew of a guy and just was like, this guy's amazing. Why are you not supporting him type situation? Like that's kind
Right.
of where I'm getting. And it's fascinating to me because I feel like those guys are kind of like, okay, well, I still play and all that, and they still play and all that, but they always talked about how great he was, and I remember he just faded into obscurity in my life for whatever reason. I mean, we just went separate ways or
Hmm.
whatever, but it's like, shouldn't I be hearing about this second coming of Christ kid?
Well, sometimes, like I said, they get too cocky with themselves
Hmm.
and they get lost, honestly, in their
Well,
own asses.
the same thing also is maybe they could have just said, fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore and walked away.
There's
Because
like two type of people, yeah.
my brother was telling me one time they had he went to a guitar center, and this was like in Little Podunk, Ohio, okay?
Hmm.
And he went to an after the place closed. They're like, "Hey, why don't you come on down for a jam session?" He's like, "All right." He came, and he said that there were people there that, like, if there was a record executive there at that moment, he'd have been like, "Why are you not on my record label?" Like, they could just shred on a guitar. Like, imagine like literally watching that Freebird meme of the Easter
Oh
Jesus.
yeah. Yes.
Like literally watching like somebody that is like ungodly just shred a guitar like it's nothing. And he's like, and he's just sitting here playing in a garage, like one of the most talented people I've ever seen in my life. He works at a guitar center and just for kicks and giggles just starts shredding like nothing. Like, it's like, Oh, I'm gonna play Stairway. Why? I know how to play it. By the way, I'm gonna play it up tempo. I'm gonna play it a little faster, like
Yeah.
that type of situation.
Well.
Like that's just gotta be mind blowing to people.
Yeah. Well. I say that some people just don't stand in the right spot. They're not meant to be there.
May also be one of those things where it's like, I don't want that, and they walk away from it. There's those.
Oh,
just
for
said that.
sure, for sure. So,
I feel like a lot more people may see what happens to some people. It's like, it's not worth the trouble to get the fame if it's going to cost me that, and they walk away. I feel like that happens more than you think.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Sometimes well, it has happened, and it happens. It's gonna even happen to us. Like they don't want to keep on trying because it's not getting anywhere. So
yeah. All right. Well, now that we've gotten our little vamp out of the way there, turning on to other things. So Metal Gear Solid, or Konami put out a Metal Gear Solid collection this week. And
boy, Brandon.
Depending on where you go, you either get reviews of "This is amazing" to "meh," and a lot of people are kind of focusing on the fact of when you look at the Switch version, you get like a couple of the games on there, and the rest is DLC. Like you're getting a voucher to get some get some content that you paid for a disc or a cartridge at that point.
Okay.
To my knowledge, like the PlayStation and Xbox, they do have all the stuff on disc, but they're also bigger fucking content, so of course they will.
Oh, okay.
But that's what that amazes me on that. Like if we just go back to the Switch thing for a second, look at a game like Tears of the Kingdom or what's another one that kind of blew people's minds? The Nier Automata port that they did that
looks,
I'm pretty sure
it's magic. It's magic.
Yeah, it's like somebody sacrificed a goat to get that to happen situation.
Well, also Bayonetta. I saw that. I was like, way, okay?
Yeah, but that had there were some things that were a little rough on it, but I get where you're going with that. I don't know if I'd put that up there, but I'm like on ports that are just like, damn.
Right.
Like in Tears of the Kingdom, damn. Like, just like, there are games that it's like, how does this work on this cartridge? And then you get the Metal Gear stuff, and it's like, we could put 2 games from 2003 on there.
Wow.
Like, think about that. PlayStation 2 games.
Okay.
There's enough data on those that they can't even put like the NES games onto a disc. They have to, like Tears of the Kingdom runs flawlessly. We can't get 2 or 3 games onto a Switch cartridge. We have to put them all as DLC. Just wrap your head around that for a minute.
But it's like, well, what games are they? I don't know what games are they.
Okay.
Like
So
I know it's Metal Gear 1, 2, and whatever.
Snake Eater.
Snake Eater also?
Yeah, Snake Eater's on there also.
Oh.
But again, these are games from late 1990s to 2005 roughly, and I'm kind of giving myself a wide berth there. I will admit, why can you not get just those games? If we can put like Tears of the Kingdom onto a cartridge, but we can't put these games onto a cartridge. Like I can understand like the graphic novels, maybe some of the side things like the older Metal Gears, the MSX ones. I can understand those being DLC. Would I like that? No, but I can understand that because you want to get like you know what your bread and butter is.
Yeah.
You can't get those games onto a Switch cartridge. That's what blows my mind.
And they're
not that.
Yeah, they're not that big. I don't get that really.
But they'll put them on a Blu-ray disc, and it's like, how can Nintendo make a game like Tears of the Kingdom that just is mind-blowingly good looking? But they can't get games from a PS2 and a PS1 onto a cartridge. That's where I'm like, wait a minute.
So I think I know why. It's a very
money?
No, let me fucking finish. It's a very bad port.
Oh,
very
that too,
bad.
yeah.
It's a very bad port.
I'll get to.
Whoever the fuck did that is just doing something shitty.
Oh, are you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so basically, from what I can gather, what Konami did was they took the ports that were made for the PS3, like that Blue Point Games did. That Blue Point Games did. The guys that we mentioned earlier that did the teardown rebuild of Shadow of Colossus.
Yes.
They took those and pretty much just dropped them on new hardware, and that was it. They kind of changed some things here phonetically here and there, but by and large, if you have the PS3 version of the Metal Gear Solid Collection, I think there's 2 versions of it even.
Okay.
If you have one of those 2 things, you're pretty much getting the same thing on the PS5, Xbox, and the Switch.
That fucking sucks.
Which is why as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I don't need it because I had that.
It's what I was gonna say. Like, so, where's the win?
Well, I will say this, and I know people are giving me a lot of shit for screaming about all these things and all that. For the sake of the story and like there is a legacy of Metal Gear. There is a reason why they are doing this, and I think for prosperity, it makes sense to release collections like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because Metal Gear Solid 2 alone, if you actually like play that game through, well, watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, there are so many things that they got right. It's frightening.
Oh.
Like AI, terrorist stuff like that. That it's like back in 2001, 2002, all that stuff.
Roughly, yes.
Yeah, and everybody was like, I don't get this. You look back on it now, and it's like, oh no, they were. Oh, what world are we living in where they got that right? That's not right, man.
Hell of a thing.
Yeah. But that's where I'm coming from. And then, so we'll div it onto this real quick here. Snake Eater, we mentioned that one. And if you haven't played that one, it's a fun game. I'm not saying it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Konami's making a new Unreal 5 version of Metal Gear Solid 3 called Metal Gear Solid Delta. And
Yes.
at the Microsoft press showcase, they released what I call Jack Hanya's Metal Gear Solid. Because all it is just in-game pre-alpha footage of animals.
Animals. Like, Brandon, did you see that snake? Did you see that crocodile? Did you see that little rat thingy?
Slowly the crocodile lunges at Snake.
We
wait until
I will-
Snake pulls out his gun and busts a cap into it, and then
I was
eats its inside
fucking
to
waiting.
survive.
I was fucking waiting for the song of National Geographic. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like it's like
good.
din 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 din. Yeah. If somebody does that, I'll give you $1 for that.
Thrill.
Oh my god! It's just that it sounded like that. Like if somebody didn't do that and then put like the letters instead of Metal Gear says like National Geographic. It's like that's it.
No, you know what they should have done? What somebody should do?
Hmm.
Like at the end of that video, you got the song that bum bum bum, like the big bombastic intro.
Right. Uh-huh.
Somebody put at the end of that the National Geographic logo coming into play with that playing instead of the theme.
I mean, am I wrong? It just sounds like
No,
it should have been
you're 100%
correct.
right. I didn't. Yeah,
Yeah, I was trying
But
to think
it's-
like,
look,
of what? So
I get that. It's like they're not gonna have a lot to show off, and also at the same time, everybody's like, "Oh, this is great," but I want to pivot back to what we were talking about earlier, so people that are just joining us can kind of catch up with this. Just because it's a remake does not and it looks pretty, does not mean it's going to be anything innovative. This
sure, for
could
sure.
be a Resident Evil 4 where it's like, we're going to add a slight thing at the start to hook you, and then we're just going to ignore it about a third of the way through. And then you're just going to get the straight game with the graphics. Hey, you do you. If you want to touch up, it's your property. If you want to touch it up and make it all pretty with the Unreal Engine and all that, fine. I have a problem with it because, and I've said this before on the shows, I don't like that we're remaking things when there could be 3 or 4 very good ideas that are sitting in the background that nobody's touching because their priority has to be remaking this.
And
That's right, Naughty Dog. I'm looking at you guys.
And we're going back to what I was bitching earlier. Nostalgia.
Yep. Well, welcome to the train. I've been here for a while.
Yeah,
You'll find the chips and condiments and all that stuff over to your left. We got fresh drinks on the right. Just make yourself at home.
It's just that, and it's because of everyone. It's because of everyone that always. Look, let's be fair. I was expecting for the Silent Hill 2 game to come out this year. I was even like, I'll sell one of my kidneys. The one that works better than the other one, definitely. But it's like, it didn't show up. It didn't show up. They're applying the Death Stranding thing with me. Like, oh, it's gonna show up at some point. Maybe we're gonna do another trailer on the Game Awards.
I think you're gonna. If they're gonna release anything, it'll be at the Game Awards at this point.
I am
Sorry,
so pissed off with them.
but if they cut, the thing is, you can complain about it now, and I throw myself under the hypocrisy bus also when I say this. If that thing looks good and they give you a release date, you're there day one.
Yes, like Dead Space.
Yeah, no, look, I cannot say anything because I've done it. I own it. And that's fine because I chose to do that. But this is where, again, I get pissed off because these work because they hit that little nostalgia dopamine in our brains. Completely understandable. But, like, when there's 3 or 4 games, there could be a bunch of ideas, like I said, that, oh, well, we can't focus on those because we need to make this. Why? We made that 10 years ago. But we need better graphics on this so it'll sell again.
Right.
That's where it infuriates me. Like, if there's a new concept, or even bring back an old franchise like they did with Armored Core, I'm cool with that even. That was a long dormant, then, it looks like it's going to be around for a while again. I'm cool with that. But just recycling stuff that everybody critically lauded back then does not mean it's going to be critically lauded now. I mean, it will be because all the game companies have to do is go, do you want access to things? Because if you don't give it a good review, we're not going to give you access to things.
Yeah, that is another true thing. But I doubt that it's gonna happen. If it happens, well, boy golly, I'll be there for it. But they brought up,
and that's fine.
Yeah, no, and they had to bring the stupid ass fucking thing with Google Play or what the fuck is going on with that.
Oh, that's this week. I forgot about that.
It's on Tuesday because it's Halloween. But you know what, people? If you really don't want to watch that and instead watch me ramble about creepypastas, I'm gonna do a thing on Tuesday night. Also, it's gonna be a countdown for my first fucking episode of the fucking story that I'm writing. So it's better than whatever the fuck is going on with Silent Hill.
I wish you would tell me these things so I could start promotion on them.
The promotion is already done. Remember, the first chapter was gonna be set on Halloween night.
Yeah, but I mean, to events like this, we could have been hyping this up for like the last week so people know about it.
What, the chapter?
No, the fact that you're gonna do a pretty much live show of you getting like a sit-in, basically.
I was gonna do that. I remember telling you a month ago.
Well, still, you need to bring it up to my head because I got 10,000 other things going on.
Exactly. I'm just gonna do it. Let's see what happens because nobody really sent me stories or whatever. So I'm just gonna sit and maybe watch some horror videos. I got no fucking clue. I want to spend a Halloween night with somebody. And if it doesn't happen, oh well, whatever. I'll be there. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, fuck Silent Hill, the new one. Ascension, whatever the fuck his name.
J.J. Abrams joined.
Fuck him. Fuck him in the ass with a fucking steel pipe.
Okay. I got a little rough.
Yeah, well, I was trying to think something less worse, but that came out really natural from my mouth.
Yeah, it did. Alright, continue on. So this is now the moment where hypocrisy continues and we talk about Twitch streamers. Not really so much a specific Twitch streamer. We're not that type. I don't want it to sound like that.
No, we don't do that kind of things. Anyway.
Yeah. Moving on. What I was saying is we have a story came out this week from I forget where I got it from, but again, it's on our Discord. So, join our Discord and find out. The CEO of Twitch is basically saying, so if you are a big name streamer, choose your poison who that is, because I feel like everybody's got a big name streamer in their heads.
To be
Spoilers
honest,
for us, it's not us.
No, it's not us. I wish. Yeah. I wish.
Yeah, we wouldn't be staring at the viewers we got right now if that was the case.
Sadness. Anyway.
So they basically, the new Twitch CEO more or less said, we're kind of done with the big exclusive contracts. Like, we just don't see a benefit to them anymore.
Right.
Which they said it's like, we don't see a point in chasing, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, we don't see a point in chasing whales that are going to move on in a 2-year scope anyway.
So,
and well,
why is it that?
Huh?
Why is that though?
So I'm of two opinions on this. Well, I kind of look back, and I'm going to use nostalgia again. Sorry, guys.
Oh my god, it's the theme of the day.
Hey, if Alan Moore can make it a theme, we can make it a theme.
Okay.
I'm saying this more because this kind of works in a weird way, very similarly, and it is pro wrestling related.
Oh
Do you
boy.
remember when WCW courted and got Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
Do you remember what happened when Hulk Hogan went there?
No.
Randy Savage followed, and then you had all of his buddies follow. Basically, hey guys, we can get into this place now, and they left WWE for a lot of reasons, like basically guaranteed money.
Okay.
All right, and a lot of that was also what they did with the New Order stuff. Like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall went on record as basically saying the only reason we left was because they were promising more money and it was guaranteed, and McMahon could not promise that. And McMahon's logic was, I can't guarantee that because it's unfair to other people. Let us step back a second and realize the guy who said union bad said that to those two.
Right.
Just gonna pause on that one now.
Okay.
So Eric Bischoff got all these guys, and hey, they were steamrolling at one point. Like, they were like, oh, WWE's done for at this point. End game. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What did McMahon do? He banked on his other people. Bret Hart, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, a little known guy by the name of Dwayne Johnson, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Mankind. All these guys that were just slowly developed over time. Like, these were the guys that, when we were kids, were just starting out.
Okay.
What happens at the end of this story, Illy?
I don't know, Brandon. Tell me.
WCW collapses and is bought out by WWE.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Now, a lot of factors could be played into this, like the Attitude Era and the changing in writing and stuff like that. But McMahon, at the time, for this story to make sense, was banking on his talent that he had behind him as opposed to the Golden Day people.
Right.
That's where I feel Twitch and YouTube are kind of starting to pivot to. They know that there are a bunch of people under these super big streamers that, if they give them the space, may start to get ahead of the current pack. Like us. Like, I'm not saying we're going to be that one, but let's say, for example, MNR suddenly kind of gets a little more traction and we kind of go up.
Right.
And Twitch sees this as like, well, we can give more resources to them and stuff like that and generate growth off of them. As opposed to, well, I have this person here that I paid $6.5 million to, when these guys are like, hey, they're getting a couple grand a month and they're happy.
Right. Well,
So I
they
feel
want to
that-
bank on the little people, I guess.
But it's also fostering your community. Because let's think about this. A lot of people that moved over to Kick, and Kick's the only one that's kind of offering these super contracts anymore, from what it sounds like,
Oh, okay.
are usually the ones that were in the gambling side or other stuff that they
Sketchy shit, yeah.
they did some shady stuff. I'm not saying they all are by any means. I'm not saying that. But a lot of people that are chasing after the make easy money on stream types. Like, I
Right.
don't consider us that. I consider us like we're doing it as a hobby, as a passion. Make a couple of bucks on the side, that's great. But at this point, we're kind of where we are.
Right.
Like, we're developing our community and all that stuff. And when other people are kind of like their couple of $1 million ones, you don't look at the bottom and see those guys because you want to make the people that you just gave a fuck ton of money of happy. And you want to promote them because they're your exclusive client.
And I guess us little ones, like, get kind of disheartened by it. Like, oh.
And also at the same time, ego, and not on our end, but ego of people is like, I can do better than them. I can do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's like
I mean,
there's-
we've all had that conversation on this stream.
There's no science behind that. You gotta just sit and do stupid shit. It's like,
Success in any form of media is pretty much grinding your nose to the ground and a hell of a fuck ton lot of luck.
Yeah. I feel
Like-
like with us, we got
Mhm.
kinda lucky at some point. Right now, like, let's
Peaks and
be-
valleys, peaks and valleys.
Yeah, right now we're like in a valley as fuck, but
It happens. I'm content. I mean, we're still working towards it.
yeah, but there's like we had a lot of luck with the people that
We did.
we have around, so that's a good thing.
Mhm.
And making it work also, it's a lot of work. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie there, it's a lot of work.
Yes, it is. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like, it's like I said, we're grinding the fuck out of its phase.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna get to the fuck ton of luck phase. We get luck. I'm not saying we don't. I don't want to say we're not ungrateful. We're in a very good position compared to a lot of other people, and I don't take it as a I mean, would I like to be bigger? Yeah, of course. You want to hit for that brass ring. Anybody that's doing this is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right now, if you're listening to this, you probably popped in wondering what the fuck we're talking about, and as soon as we're rambling, I don't want to deal with this. I'll go see what the other guys are doing.
That
Because
makes sense.
we're
That
live
makes
with
sense.
a bunch of other people live right now. This is not like network TV where it's like there's 3 or 4 channels and you're going to compete with them. No, we're competing with thousands of people in different parts of the world.
And with more people than us, it's like,
And
definitely.
their talent will vary greatly, and that's not in a bad way, but it's like there's a lot of people we're competing against. We're trying to make our voice. Our voice is right now rambling and vamping, and seems to do a good job most of the time. Most of the time.
I would like to, like, I feel like we're in a good spot to experiment again with stuff.
And I
So,
think we are doing that.
yeah, because that's kind of why we're doing the Substack stuff and the
Mhm.
story stuff
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Well, you and me have always been a little more creator driven. Like we want to create our things. We don't want to like ape off of others. I mean, we do this stuff because we like to do it. Like honestly, Wednesday or Thursday when I was playing King of Fighters, I had a damn good time. It was just me
Oh,
and
glad.
Rockagoth just bullshitting. I mean, I was kind of ranting about people that I didn't like playing against, but you know that's what you're supposed to do on these streams. You're not supposed to. But it was like the first time I was kind of like, you know, I'm okay with this. I feel like I didn't have to try hard. I didn't have to impress people. I was like, this is all right. I'm good with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, that's fine.
And for me to be in that place it's taken me a while, and I'm still probably gonna waver on that.
Well, to be perfectly honest, if you're having fun and I'm having fun, who fucking cares?
And that's about at this point where I'm kind of at. It's like if it stops being fun, we're just hanging up that we're gonna close up shop and we'll just move on with our lives. We got other things we can do.
Yeah.
But
It
if we're
was a
still
nice
having fun
experience.
and if we're still having fun and we're still entertaining people, I'm still here. So I don't
Yeah.
foresee us going anywhere for a while, honestly. So
Yeah. It's all in perspective, I guess.
and also at the same time, I still feel in a weird way we're at the start of our journey. I've said this before. This is not a marathon. This is not a race. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. And it's not so much where you are right now, it's where you are at the end.
Right. And that's all I'm like. I like it because it's you and me
Mhm.
experimenting new stuff.
Yeah,
And
but I mean, I know there's moments where we've been doing this and you've kind of been discouraged, and I'm the one that's been saying, let's just keep going. I mean, I'll know what we both, I think when we both know, we'll know.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
But I'm still of the opinion it's like we still got a long ways to go. Like we're in the early days of this marathon, and I intend to see this out as much as I can.
Well, we shall see where it takes us,
Yeah.
though. It's
Next thing you know,
almost-
we're in our 80s. Ah, that stupid Ryu still
Yeah,
fighting.
yeah.
Harry Bogard finally got a wheelchair. Took him long enough.
Silent Hill 2 hasn't showed up. Fucking fuck.
Oh, Brandon was playing Resident Evil. He's dead now.
Oh well. Somebody call a doctor. Ah! You die in stream. We both die in stream. That's the end of MNR.
And I'm gonna pre-program this if we get to that age and we're there. This will be the last thing you hear if we both die on MNR. Cannot think of
Yeah.
a better way to go out.
Yeah, I'll be going like that. Like, haha. Such a stupid thing. Jesus Christ.
It is.
Uh,
But no, the Twitch thing is interesting to me because I feel like they're kind of like I feel like everybody's making Kick to be out a bigger thing than it is, in my opinion. Because everybody's like, oh, everybody's moving to Kick. I'm like, not everybody. I mean, a lot of just there's still people starting out their who is it here? Fairly Risa is actually just starting their streaming journey on Twitch, and they are. And you know what? I'm gonna give them a shout out because they seem like good people. If you're not following this person, they're just starting to get out. They're not even an affiliate yet, and
super
they're
new.
just starting. Yeah. So I mean, if there's still people starting, that tells me that it's like it's not everybody's like, well, I'm gonna jump to Kick and do this. It's like, well, why are people still starting here if they're gonna jump to Twitch or Kick?
It's just the thing
Wouldn't it make
is,
more sense to start over there?
to be brutally honest, every time I go to Kick or check Kick, there's titties there. It's like, bro, what?
Well, that's fine. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But everybody's like all in fear of like, oh, it's Kick, and Kick is going to, shake up everything. Kick is good for one simple reason: it creates competition. Amazon, who owns Twitch, has realized, oh, there's competition. We need to actually flex now.
Right.
When there's no competition, they're gonna start doing stupid shit again. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything. YouTube, I feel
Yeah.
like right now the problem with the YouTube thing is that it's so complicated. Like you need to do and prep
I feel
like
like
days
I feel
ahead.
like I feel like I feel like they're also up their own. A lot of content people that make stuff there. Hi, we're making content there, by the way. Eventually,
Mm,
I
yeah,
feel like
okay.
they're up their own ass in that they are in their own little echo chamber. Like they don't understand that there's world outside of YouTube.
I guess so.
Because all the stuff I see are like drama reaction videos, and it's like I watch them more because it's like you kind of want to
Oi,
study your, you want to kind of study what's going on in the world, just so you can kind of, if you have to talk about it, you
you
know what you're
know,
talking about.
there's a type of video that drives me fucking to the wall. So if I
Iceberg.
want, no, the icebergs are fun. Depends
Hmm.
on who you watch, really.
Okay.
No, when they talk about certain things going around and they just put like a fucking gameplay on the background, like if they're playing Minecraft and they're talking about like the fucking, I don't know, YouTuber X,
Mhm.
YouTuber Y doing YouTuber drama. I fucking hate those. Like, I feel like those are the laziest fucking videos ever. The,
You know what drives me nuts?
mm,
And it happens on Twitch too. And I'm really not singling out anybody, but it's more, it's like the people that make the very fake, like they take a green game screen and put it behind them on a green screen.
yeah,
Okay, I get it. You want to immerse. I understand
right.
that, and that's fine. And if you're purposely making it trappy, cool, that's fine too.
Okay.
But I feel like a lot of people that do that don't realize they're making it crappy. And it's like, could you please fix your shit, because the jaggedness drives me insane when I see it.
Bro.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about. And it looks so bad. I understand your frustration. Imagine
Yeah.
me being a
Oh
fucking
yeah.
designer.
Like, I mean, the thing is, if I did that, there'd be a point to it, because I'd be. I think I even said, it's like if I ever did a live thing, my plan was I'm gonna put a screen behind me, and every video just move it an inch to the left or right, like whatever decision, and just keep moving it until people start realizing what I'm doing. Like that would have been the joke.
I mean, I still think about that guy, and I think I told you about it. That you said, like, oh, I'm gonna put on the back like a fucking thing, but it's not gonna be a fucking thing, it's gonna be a cutout. Somebody
Yeah,
already did that. Like what's on the fridge is like, the fridge is fake, and it's an actual fucking paper cut of a fucking
yeah,
fridge. Like, oh my god, there are people that insane, and I love it.
yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're doing it purposely, that's fine. As long as you admit to the joke. I mean, yeah, it does take a little disillusionment away, but it's like you're aware of it. That's like I can let that pass. But it's the people who think they're being really good about it, and it's like you're really not. You need to adjust your settings, and then it'll look fine.
There are a lot
Like
more
I have no
people like
problem
that.
with the people doing the background like that. I think it's like, you got to work with what you got. DIY. You do what you
Oi,
do.
I saw a guy recently on Twitter, and I think it's a show, Brandon. Don't give
Uh
me a
huh.
quote, but the guy thinks like his shit doesn't stink, and he like does like live streams, but in the background he has like what he calls poor man's room. So it's like, imagine it's like a bed on the floor with a fan or some fucking random
Okay.
picture. It's like, but it looks really shitty. You know that it's chroma. You know, it's
I'm
like,
waiting
but
for one of those. I'm waiting for one of those people that does that to like start losing their shit,
mm-hmm.
and then like turn around in frustration, and their arm hits the green screen, and it falls over, revealing what the place really is.
And the guy in underwear, and he's supposed to be in a
Yeah,
suit.
like the Lenny, or it's the Lenny factor, where it's like, the window collapse is like, please don't tell people how I live.
Yes.
Like I'm just waiting for one of those to do that. It's like they get frustrated, like, damn it!
I
Oh,
mean, I think I gave
and
my
scream.
I think I gave my brother one of those screens now that I think about it, and he did use them for fucking 2 seconds, I guess.
Oh, and that's fine. I mean, look, those streams. Hey, I don't. Again, I don't judge people that do those things. You got to work with what you got. And Five Below, if anything, is the official M&R store of Office Supply for us, because we've gotten so
Yo,
much shit for this channel that we use from Five Below. Like I'm currently using my stand for my laptop. I got like a bunch of wrapping shit here. I got a thing to hold my microphone mouth in place. Like I had a headphone thing that actually was kind of shitty and replaced finally. I got my
Yeah.
thing I'm holding my audio equipment in that I don't need to use it in. Like I'm using this stuff more than I thought I ever would.
Oh yeah, I get you 100%.
Like microphones? Oh, well, I can get a really shitty one for Five Below, but I
My
don't want to spend the
first-
money.
My first microphone was from there. I still have it.
Honestly,
It still works.
honestly, Amazon and Five Below, if you need a microphone, depending on what style you need, you can get one surprisingly affordable.
Oh, for sure. I mean, mine was a gift from
Yours
my
was a
bro.
Christmas gift.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, I remember at one point I was like, I'm just going to buy you a damn microphone. They're just easy. It's just easier this way.
I still want one eventually, but
We will
this
get
is
you
fine.
there. We will
This
get
is
you there.
fine. Honestly, this works fine. I don't bitch about it. It's
Well, we
comfy.
also want to kind of, from on the back.
Oh yeah, we wanted to do the other thing, but
On the behind the scenes, we can kind of want to tweak some stuff, but that's down the road projects.
right.
Remember, when we were about to get that house, I was already like logistically planning audio things. Like, okay, I can do this, I can do
Don't
that.
remind me of that.
Well, we
But-
will get somewhere like that.
But eventually, a lot of things we do get on the cheaper side, and it's been worth it. I don't feel confident enough to show my fucking face on stream. I mean, that's
I kind of like the fact that it's like, okay, it's a PNG tuber, and like the mischief I could do. Like if everybody's like, hey, can we do a video podcast with you? I would immediately go get one of the stupid wrestling masks that I have, put it over my face, and just do the call like that, so nobody would see my face. Like it's
That's
not that
why
I
you
don't want to
got it.
show my face. Well, it's not that I don't want to show my face. It's more of well, I'm gonna have fun with this, so I could just drive people nuts. Because it's like, oh, we're finally gonna see what Brandon looks like. The hell did you get that?
I dig hard on my Twitter. You can find a picture of me, but when I take a picture of me, I don't show my face anymore. I only show like half
Yeah.
of it or
Oh
my
yeah.
little hair. But it's like,
but I would also be like, oh, I'll just get a Char Aznable helmet. Where are you gonna get that? I know people that 3D print, and they offered me.
bruh. I also show my feet. I hope I get porn from that. It'd be nice.
Coming
it-
soon to OnlyFans, MNR.
My only fans of my feet. God.
You laugh. I feel like we would have like a cottage industry right there. It's like
To be
our financial problems would be gone at that point.
Brandon, I am a dumbass. When they asked me to take pictures of my feet, like before we got married, I was too sentimental with you, and I'm like, I'm a dumbass. I would have had more money now.
Like, hey, Brandon, we can buy a house, but you only got here last month. Yeah. So what house do you want? Oh, by the way, I need an office for reasons. Okay, you're doing
Don't
your art,
ask
right?
me. The only thing,
Yeah,
the-
art.
the only thing that I need is to know where I can get a nice pedicure daily. I can pay for it. I don't give a shit. Here's money
By the
for
way,
taking me.
Yeah, and by the way, here's a Lamborghini for you.
Yeah, shut up.
Don't ask where this money's coming from. Are you doing porn? No, but I'm doing something along those lines. You're not sleeping with it,
I'm not sleep-
right? Nope. Okay.
Nobody's sleeping with me. I'm like all the pictures are with me with socks.
Okay. Hey,
Uh,
whatever.
Oh my god, that would have been hilarious. Terrible, but hilarious.
And then we would not have a lot of issues we've had.
Oh my god. I'm so
Like
sorry.
I'm not saying it's like, look, I respect what you did there and I commend you for it, but I never, if you told me it was feet, I'd have been like, okay, you're not showing your face, cool, I don't care.
I don't know. It's just that guy was sketchy and
And
but-
let me explain this also.
Hmm.
If you wanted to show your feet for whatever reason, the only reason I don't want you showing your face is more because I don't want to deal with the creepy people in public.
nice suck your toe and be what?
And then it's just like, sir, can you come with me? Why? Well, I have to take you over to this corner because you won't be walking when I'm done.
No, but it's
Right, you'll have an up close view of your own foot.
let me be fair with you, Brandon. I think I thought about that a lot, and I say I'm too lazy to take care of my feet. Like I can barely take care of my hair.
It would have been like the Seinfeld with the hands that George got.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I
it'd have
would have
been like,
like,
you got perfect hands, and it's like, as long as we don't drop any boiling hot water, you'd have been fine.
but it's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I was thinking about. It, I was like, I don't feel like putting that much effort on me. It's like, I can barely survive. I can barely take coffee in the morning, and you want me to like go take a pedicure every week and shit? Nah, fam. So
And that's why you don't get feet pics from MNR.
yeah, just
I'll
me
be
and
next week.
chanclas. Me and chanclas, I guess.
You know, there's probably a sect for that. I'm just gonna leave it at
Ah,
that.
yeah, like the Latina feet, sexy hot chanclas. Oh god.
Complete with background music.
Oh my god. Yep.
And then Brandon in the background.
But imagine all the moolah. I'm gonna open a Patreon with my feet. Oh
I
my
never
god.
said you couldn't. I'm just gonna point that out. I never said
No,
you
my
couldn't.
god. No.
I remember
No.
I remember you and a coworker at Target were talking about that, and I was kind of both looking at you like, why are you not? I benefit from this transaction if this works. Come on.
Come on, show your fucking feet, Illy. I'm gonna fucking prostitute your feet.
No, I just remember you two were talking about that up north, and I was just like, I'd see no downside for me in this or you guys. If it was a downside for me, I would have said something. I would have said if it's for you guys, like I wouldn't do it. But I don't see a like. Why are you guys here still? You should be back at your houses planning this. Nope, you're gonna go stock the toys. Okay, I'm gonna go back to fulfillment and question why we're still here.
Again, it's too expensive for me to start that.
I feel like you say that and then you like actually look up the cost and you'd be like, this is actually cheaper. What am I doing?
You know, let's be technical with this. For that to happen, first off, I need to get one of those peeling mask things for my feet, which is not bad. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But
Welcome to Feet Talk on MNR, by the way.
yeah, but yeah, welcome. Give me money for my feet. But you know the terrifying experience you're gonna follow by that? You're gonna see my feet peel like a fucking corpse. It's something that I didn't want to do. They gave me one for our wedding. Like, oh, you could do it before the wedding. It's like, I don't think Brandon needs that experience. No. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, all right. Let us pivot off of Feet Talk.
I think
We'll
we need
pick that
to
up next
wrap it
week
up.
for yeah, that's what I was going to. What are you going to be doing? I believe you're off Wednesday and Thursday this week.
God fucking bless. Yes. Well, I have like Tuesday
We're talking about
night.
Tuesday. Tuesday, the I guess launch party for Illy's Substack.
Yeah, it's gonna be the watch party to see how my story goes, I guess.
But you're also going to read stories, and I believe I'm reading one too.
I don't think so. If you wanna grab
I said I would.
grab a Edgar Allan Poe thing, just get really drunk and you'll do it right, I guess. I don't know. I'm still debating on what to do that night, so we shall see. But that's gonna be on Tuesday night.
Yep. So I am preempted on Tuesday night. That's fine. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, that's kind of why I said like, well, it is Halloween on Tuesday night, right?
Yeah.
If I'm correct.
I might. Yeah, it is. It is. I might actually. Maybe we'll bring back Bill to Brandon for Monday night.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, we'll work on the Zeta Gundam I'm working on. Can show off what I've been working with on that.
Well,
so okay, Tuesday you're going to be doing that at night. Wednesday, are you doing an art house in the morning, or are you going to postpone that till Thursday?
I think I'm gonna do it on Thursday because it's Day of the Dead.
There you go then.
You didn't see that coming, huh?
And then Thursday night, I'll figure out something.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go with the traditions: Halloween and Day of the Dead. Wednesday, I don't know. I'm not sure really, but let's see what happens. Yeah. That's the idea.
Yeah, I actually have some ideas. It won't be on Twitch, but I have some ideas about some things I might do. I don't know. I'm still figuring that one out.
Okay. So, sounds cool.
And then programming note, there will not be a half-ass show next week, and that's mainly due to me because I don't know how long my fucking inventory is going to go. And I don't want... If I take it off the table, it's going to go smooth. If I leave it on the table, I'm fucked.
So also, I am starting to work on Sunday night. So if
Yes. Yeah.
Sunday mornings, I mean,
Yeah.
so we need to plan that accordingly.
Yeah.
But it'll
Also, at
work
the
out.
same time, maybe some time off for us is due. So, we're kind of trying to take care of ourselves also, and doing this show can actually be kind of stressful at moments, even though it's just the two of
Yes,
us.
we need to find stories and things to talk about and all that stuff. So makes sense.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, but that'll do it for us tonight. I actually want to take a moment here and thank Fairly Asian and Fairly Reese again, and Alphabet Streams for everybody for following. That takes us to 190. If you guys are hearing this show on a background and demand, and you're on Twitch, please give us a follow. We're only 10 away from 200. It'd be really cool if we could hit that by the end of the year.
mhm.
YouTube. If you're listening to this on YouTube and you like what you heard, consider giving us a follow. I promise we're gonna do something besides this then soon. It's
Yes.
more. This time of year for us is rather chaotic, and we just need to sit. Once I get past inventory, I can kind of reassess some things. So I intend to get something out by the end of the year. That's my
just
hope.
just gonna say it, like, if I survive this season, all will be well.
Hmm.
Honestly, we just need to get to fucking Christmas, and after Christmas,
Yeah,
all will be fine.
yeah. But we will be off next week for the half-ass show. Yeah, I'm barring some crazy 10,000 stories happen. At which point we'll be on at some point for that. So, don't think we're going to completely walk away, but also we want to watch the Attack on Titan finale. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we want to enjoy that for
There
a
might
little
be
bit.
ulterior motives besides my inventory for taking Saturday night off. Not going to lie.
Nah, nah. Let's see
So,
what happens. So,
mhm.
all right
All right,
then.
but that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And if you like what you heard, once again, give us a follow in whatever site you found this on. Do not be afraid to get in touch with us. We're always open on the whispers and all that stuff. Find us on the Discord, and you can find a Discord here and on our link tree if you want to join in there. Just come on in, say hey. We're a quiet little bunch, but we're always open to new people.
Yeah, you can find us on Twitch, Twitter. I mean, on X,
Hmm.
whatever the
X,
fuck it
Twitch,
is.
X, blah
Blah blah
blah,
blah
foo poo
blah
poo poo.
blah
We're
blah
on
blah blah. Blah.
Mastodon, Blue Sky. We got an account on Blue Sky. So yeah.
And
And with that in
Substack.
mind, thank you, everybody. And Substack, yep. And Illy's Story of Seasons drops on Tuesday night. Dominant One's coming soon.
Mhm.
With that in mind, Illy, push the button. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Have a blessed night.